You get to the Airbnb that you have reserved in Lexington, North Carolina, and you see a Trump flag. What do? Do you stay or do you leave?
So our Airbnb guest got here and canceled within 5 minutes and just left.
There's a farm called the Outskirts of Heaven Farm in Lexington, North Carolina, who is complaining because someone who wanted to pay their money to stay in a house on a farm, on your farm, they loved what they saw, but once they pulled up, it was giving get out vibes.
So there was no way that she could stay somewhere like this because she saw this.
And this is exactly the energy that everybody needs to be on. Don't be putting money knowingly into the pockets of Trump supporters. Don't do it. Don't. I won't. If I know you support Trump, you won't get $1 out of me. And I mean that. Unless the federal government is sending it to one of your red states. That's the only way you'll get a dime out of me. But to sit here and display your hate and be surprised that somebody doesn't feel comfortable staying there, why would they?
And she got in her car and drove away and left. And Joey was sad.
Instant karma on a MAGA supporter after she was seeking validation by posting on how a guest checked out after 5 minutes of just seeing the flag, And I'm keen to know, what would you have done in this scenario? Are you also checking out? Are you canceling your booking? Or are you just being like, okay, I'm gonna stay? Or what is your options? Let me know in the comment section down below as we hear what other people have to say in relation to this whole conversation.
So this creator came online and said that her Airbnb guest literally canceled 5 minutes while they were there because they saw this. I too would cancel my fucking stay. Because why the fuck would I want to stay at a place where you obviously don't give a fuck about people that look like me? Like, the fuck? Yeah, I don't care if I lose all of my motherfucking funds. I'm canceling on fucking stay. I don't care if you have the most beautiful background or the beautiful fucking landscape. The scenery itself looked beautiful as fuck, which is the reason why I watched the whole video, because in my mind, I'm like, damn, that shit looks cozy as fuck. And then you showed us this dumb thing. Yeah, I too would have canceled my motherfucking stay. It's not about the money, it's about the principle. About the fucking principle. And you, like, no shit. I don't fucking feel safe in your fucking house when you're sitting here, asking, like, oh, well, I don't know why. And I'm so sad, bitch. You're sad because somebody canceled, but you don't give a fuck about the families that are being fucking torn apart? I bet you don't give 2 fucks about them. You sitting here saying you expect us to feel sorry for you? I hope somehow she was able to dispute that motherfucking charge. You weren't able to get paid at all.
If you are a Trump supporter and you have a business, keep your signs up. Don't take your signs down for other people, okay? We want to know who you are.
I honestly hope, since they decided to bring it to TikTok, that the person that left comes on here and lets us know what the posting was. Lets us know what they're listed as on Airbnb so that people know not to go there even if they take the sign down.
Zooms in on a Trump van sign. Yeah, babes. She left because of that. You think we don't think that is as bad as a swastika? That is a red flag if I ever saw one. And people know, no. They're like, this person cannot be trusted. This person would vote against my interests, and has. But besides that, why is that up there? Why didn't you just take that banner down and let it just be neutral? Then it wouldn't have been an issue, because that's the first thing she saw, unless you have a bunch of other shit in that house, in that Airbnb. But also, then one of her comments was like, I can't believe she paid all that money and was willing to walk away because of a sign. Girl, do not act like you don't remember when people were burning jerseys because of Colin Kaepernick, because they don't want to support that. They bought those jerseys and they burnt them. Remember when, I think Budweiser had some love is love situation, and they started opening them and dumping that Budweiser that they had purchased. Support Budweiser now in this house. And dumped it all. Yeah, they bought all that shit. And they got rid of it because they was mad. Because they standing on business. Because they don't want diversity. So, child, be upset. Where did you think that was going to go? Are you that much in your own little thought bubble that you are not noticing the heat in this country, and you wouldn't just be like, maybe I shouldn't put this up? Child, be fucking for real.
There was a Trump flag, and she saw that and she left. So then the owner of the home, of the Airbnb home, goes to TikTok and is complaining because she didn't even stay 5 minutes and get to see what the house was about. She didn't need to stay 5 minutes. She already saw everything that she needed to see with that one flag. But I do wonder what the homeowner thought that the flag represented that would be received in a positive, business-like way. That flag does not represent safety, common sense, human decency, or anything of that nature. I don't really know what she thought. But what I can tell you is once you put that, you broadcast it, that's what you like, that's what you do, there's a whole new line. There's some things that you kind of think about, is it worth it? That has become a trigger, a whatever the word is, but there's the biggest divide, as we all know, that has been caused with that one word, with that one color of a cap, with that one slogan of making something great that really was not great to begin with. So what are your thoughts? If you pulled up to an Airbnb and you saw something, what are your deal breakers for Airbnb stayings?
Okay, for one, you run an Airbnb, anyone could be walking through that door, coming through that driveway, and you thought it was appropriate to leave that sign up. I am glad you're losing business as a result of that, because regardless of your politics, that's just dumb business. Number two, conservatives are really weird because they put themselves in this position where we can always just turn things back on them and be like, well, the fuck? You guys boycott every single piece of literature. You guys boycott every single movie where someone has a race that you do not like. You guys boycotted Target for the longest time because you could not comprehend that they put a rainbow on a goddamn shirt. You guys boycott to the ends of the earth. You guys boycotted so bad that big stores decided to just start rolling back DEI programs because they were so scared of losing your guys' money. And then you get mad because of a woman who comes to your Airbnb and is like, ew, fuck that, and leaves. She says, I'm a boycott, bye, bitch.
Yeah, because it's weird. It's effing weird to have election campaign paraphernalia up at an Airbnb. It's effing weird to have election campaign stuff up 6 months after the election. That's abnormal. Nobody wants to stay somewhere where people that are running it are weirdos. Why is it that Trump supporters feel like they can't just exist without billboarding that they're terrible people to everyone? You guys are trying so hard to be like, yeah, we're right, we're right. That's not what other people are seeing. That makes people uncomfortable. People are not happy with what's happening in this country. Why would you even have that up if you want people to be comfortable?
Yes, I wholeheartedly agree that the Airbnb owner right there didn't post pictures of her Airbnb property that included this sign because she probably knew it was going to cost her potential customers. And if you're so out and proud about being a Trump supporter, then include it on your postings so that people can know who they want to do business with. Because as so many people in my comment section have stated, there are a lot of people who would like to know up front what type of person you are before they actively do business with you. If you're somebody who's going to stand on hate and support dangerous rhetoric like Trump obviously does, and you're going to fly flags and you're going to, actively state how great he is, then own it and post pictures of it. Make that political stance on your business like I did. And my political stance was I'm not going to support anybody who's hateful, mongering, is dividing families and denying people basic human rights. And if that costs me money as a business owner, then so be it, because I will stand on my values and my morals. And my values and morals are that we are all God's children. We should all be allowed the right to exist in our own way as long as it hurts no one else. And that dividing families and denying people rights and access to health care and talking about gender and sexuality and countries of origin and dividing us based on something that most people have no control over, then that's just good old-fashioned fascism. And I don't support that. So yeah, if you're gonna stand and say, oh, nobody wants to do business with me because when they got to my property, they saw the Trump Vance sign, then post it so they don't waste their time with you in the first place.
Love her handle is Outskirts of Heaven, but it looks like the belly of hell. Wonder why someone would show up to your Airbnb and leave because they saw a Trump flag. Maybe it's because the person who rented your property has human fucking decency. Putting a Trump flag out on your residence shows that people are not welcome there. The majority of people are not welcome on your property. You have a nice, beautiful looking property, but you have decided to sully it and put an ugly mark on it with that Trump flag, indicating that you're a racist, that you're a bigot, that you're hateful, that you're in favor of breaking families apart, that you're in favor of punishing the poor through these tax bills. It shows that you're in favor of continued systemic racism, that you are against gay, trans rights. That is exactly what that shows. I would not want to stay at a property like that. If somebody had a Trump flag, I would be furious, and I would not want to give them a dime of my money. I would be emailing Airbnb right then and there and saying, this does not present a safe location for me and my family. I do not want to associate with Trump supporting businesses, and that's what you are. I don't care how little the flag is. I don't care where the flag is. She said, oh, it wasn't even on the Airbnb residence. It's on your property within sight, and it shows what type of son of a bitch you are. It shows that you support a rapist felon who wants to tear families apart, who is a absolute racist, bigot piece of shit. So yeah, you can go cry and Joey can be sad, but we don't give a shit. I would have had the exact same reaction.
I would have done the same thing. Fascists like you do not deserve our money, do not deserve our patronage. Who the fuck do you think you are, you white supremacist cunt? If you want to bask in the present fascist hellscape, you deserve nothing but scorn and rebuke. If you want to celebrate a world in which immigrants are torn apart from their families, go fuck yourself. In fact, I think that if people like you want to be unapologetically fascist, you should probably put that on your Airbnb listing, because it's false advertising for you to have this idyllic landscape only for you to have that hideous, odious sign of Hitler 2.0. You stand for scummery, and you are a fucking scum. Don't cry a river, you fascist fuckface. You made your bed, live with it.
She didn't want help, she wanted attention. Exactly. More than wanting attention, she wants sympathy. She wants people to see her as the victim in all of this. And it's not coincidental, in my point of view, that she's a white woman, right? I say this as a white woman because our society, American culture, has plenty of space for us to play the victim, whether we actually are victims or not, right? I know that if I go out and I say, I've been wronged, that many people, without even knowing it, will be primed to believe me over whoever is disagreeing with me because of the way that I look, because I am a middle-class white woman. And in this woman's case, the Airbnb host, excuse me, she runs an animal sanctuary on her farm. She probably sees herself and probably is someone who cares a lot about animals and who is gentle with them, who cares about them. And so for her, it's probably impossible to understand why someone could see her as a representative of hatred, of racism, of xenophobia, of homophobia. She can't fathom it, right? Even though she supports a regime that is treating human beings worse than the animals on her animal sanctuary farm, right? So the victimhood narrative is really important here, and I'm cynical enough to think that this woman is no dummy, that she probably thought she'd get sympathy, right? when she posted this video. And even the way that she posted it, like, I spent all day getting it ready, and you know, this is what happened. That's very victim-y. I'm cynical enough to believe this is going to be a great grift for her Airbnb, because I looked it up. She's only had 2 guests. It's brand new. And so what she's probably realizing is that she can either take down the MAGA stuff, or she can really market this to MAGA. Because if anything, like MAGA loves anything, it's playing the victim. She just has to assume that MAGA has a lot of money to spend on vacationing.